This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Wednesday morning to you. It's a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, and of course, SiriusXM channel 158. Gil Alexander, that right there's my little buddy Kelly Bidlin, everybody.
Hey, how we doing?
Losing weight before our eyes. One day before his stated goal of losing 100 pounds. How many pounds shy are we?
2.3.
2.3 pounds.
2.3.
The cavalry's coming in over the weekend, so you're going to absolutely spike back up over the weekend.
I'm hungry. I'm tired.
Can you do this? You said you were a minus 30,000 favorite to be 1 pound shy in the end?
Yeah, but by tomorrow. Yeah.
Well,
No. I'm going to see it through till Friday. We'll see it through till Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be good on Thursday night.
Oh, if you do it through Friday, I think you can do this.
I think I can do it.
We're all rooting for you, kid.
I can do it.
Let's do it, Kelly Bidlin. On the show today, packed with guests. Will Hill will join us momentarily. All of his Game 5 World Series plays. And Lord knows you don't need me to give you picks because I can't get anything right in this World Series, but he's got good ones, and he's had them throughout. Game 5 of the World Series tonight. Greg Peterson will have a World Series Game 5 preview and beyond as well. We'll talk MVP here in a moment. We'll do the NFL Whip Around, which we always do on Wednesdays. Nick Whalen, Warren Sharp a little later on, Todd Wishnev coming off an early Megapod this week. The earliest we've ever done a Megapod, or matches the earliest we've ever done a Megapod. We return to our normal Thursday Megapod schedule next week. But we had Stormy on yesterday, Stormy Bonatoni, and she is just a light. Just a light. It's just a wonderful guest to have.
Well, with that trio of dudes, yeah.
Exactly.
Need that once a year at least. Yeah,
she just took the Wishnev blitz and she just took it well, and that's why we above all love her for that. So we did that. We'll do also later on the show a couple NFL markets here that we're going to get into, which I think are pretty interesting. First, the number one seeds in the AFC and the NFC. My best bet in each may surprise you.
Yeah.
May surprise you. And then we'll do make-miss playoffs on some of these teams that are sort of, cherry-picked by Kelly, I guess we could say, for the AFC and the NFC.
I said there were clear borders. I didn't want to go anything crazier than minus 500 on either side.
Yeah. No, I think you did a wonderful job. We'll do that, and I have thoughts on that as well. So looking forward to both of those segments. We don't usually do this at this time of year, but what is always a numbers game tradition, when the tennis tour is on this side of the world and there are matches still to be played, I always start the show by just giving those out, and then we do our show. And so today is one of those rare days at this time of year where I actually have plays that have not started yet, Kelly. You didn't miss anything. There were 5 total plays. The two that have gone off split already. A big dog lost on Emiliana Arango. You're familiar with her work, of course, Kelly.
Yeah.
And then we hit with Valentin Vachereau moments ago for Monaco, beating his cousin, Artur Rinderknecht, once again. So Valentin Vachereau, by the way, having himself an unbelievable fall on the tennis tour. So we split those. You didn't miss anything. Here's what hasn't started yet. On the men's side, in Paris, this is the ATP 1000 Paris Masters. Indoor hards. Kelly loves himself an indoor hard. Karen Khachanov, minus 135 versus your boy, João Fonseca.
João Fonseca playing for the 972nd consecutive day. It's pretty impressive.
Feels that way.
Yeah. Every time I look behind me, he's out there playing.
Yeah, I got Khachanov today, minus 135. His price is right around there. It hasn't really moved but a penny or two. So that's available. That's, about 4 hours from now, something like that, in Paris. It's a night match in Paris. And then on the ladies' side, I don't know if this was because of rain, because these are outdoor hards, but the scheduling was a little quirky with this, so these haven't started yet. These are actually tonight. Late. This is late for us here in the Pacific time zone, so these are far from having started. But I'm on Zhang Shuai, plus 120 versus Anna Kalinskaya. Now, it's about plus 108-ish now. Don't let it get worse than plus 105 on that. Again, VSiN subscribers get this on the overnights at VSiN.com/picks. And then the Filipina sensation, Alexandra Ayala. Have her at plus 180. Big dog against Victoria Mboko. Ayala's about plus 170. That's still very playable at that number. So Khachanov on the men's side this afternoon, and then some night matches. Zhang Shuai and Alexandra Ayala.
Ayala from where?
Philippines.
Philippine sensation versus the Canadian sensation? Wasn't Mboko? Didn't she make headlines during the summer?
She did. Yes, she had one huge tournament. Yeah, absolutely.
The future of tennis. Well, actually, I have no idea how old they are. So
they are. It would be the future of tennis, but there's players that are a lot better than them that are still got to climb past.
I don't know if I've seen you play Alexandra before.
Oh yeah, we have.
You have?
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely. Maybe not on the show though, because not here recently. This last spate of the year. Okay, to baseball. Last night, World Series game number 4, and the Toronto Blue Jays just said, "You know what, Gil? Forget you. We are going back to Toronto. Everything you've said is wrong." Well, not everything, because I did say before the series started, yeah, I mean, they have a profile that can do this. I just didn't think against the Dodgers that they would get it back to Toronto, but they did with a big 6-2 win yesterday in game number 4. Kike started things off with an unbelievable catch to start the game for the Dodgers. You figured, oh, well, this is going to be more of the same. But bottom line is the scoring started once again with a Muncy one-out walk in the bottom of the second. Edmonds singled. Kike sac fly, 1-0 Dodgers, and that was pretty much it, the high point for the Dodgers, because top third, Lucas with a one-out single, Vlad Jr., 2-run shot off Shohei, 2-1 Toronto. And then in the top of the 7th, they just poured it on, did the Jays. Varsho single, Clement double, Banda comes in, France RBI ground out 3-1, then a 2-out RBI grounder 4-1, Vlad intentional walk, Trinan in for Banda, Bichette RBI single 5-1, then a Barger RBI single 6-1, 6-2 is your final. And here's from OptiStats: the Blue Jays have now hit 4 home runs this postseason that turned a deficit into a lead. It feels like I've been against them in every one of these games.
Yeah.
Because this is great. What a great bet. And then the Blue Jays hit a game-changing homer. Andres Jimenez in ALCS Game 4, George Springer famously in ALCS Game 7. That was the most dramatic of all of these. Yesterday, or 2 days ago now, Alejandro Kirk, of course, to churn the 2-0 deficit into a 3-2 lead. We remember that well, Kelly. And then Vlad Guerrero Jr. yesterday. It's the most by any team in a single postseason in MLB history. These upstart Blue Jays, upstart for being a number 1 seed, upstart only because it's against these Dodgers, who seem like the behemoth that is the defending champions. Now, of course, it's a de facto best of 3 now. And the Dodgers are still your favorite. Much of that starting with, again, a pitching matchup tonight, which is Yesevich against Snell. Yesevich only pitched 14 innings during the regular season, if I'm not mistaken. Has made 4 postseason appearances. Game 2 versus the Yankees, he went 5 1/3, gave up no earned runs, no hits, 11 Ks against 1 walk. That was by far his best performance. Game 2 against Seattle didn't go well. 4 innings pitched, gave up 5 earned runs on 4 hits. Got the loss in that one, got the win, obviously, in the first one I just mentioned. But then Game 6 versus the Mariners, he got the win again, 5 2/3, gave up 2 earned runs on 6 hits, 7 Ks, 3 walks. And then Game 1 of this series, the World Series versus the Dodgers, 4 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, no decision there for Yesevich. Blake Snell, who has, obviously a multiple, 2-time Cy Young Award winner, a 2.35 ERA and 61 in the 3rd innings pitched during the season, has made 4 postseason appearances. Game 1 versus Cincinnati in the first round, he went 7 innings, gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits, 9 Ks, 1 walk, got the win. Game 2 at Philly, got the win. 6 innings of scoreless ball on 1 hit, 9 Ks against 4 walks. His greatest performance of the postseason, that Game 1 at Milwaukee, where he went 8 innings pitched, faced the minimum 24 batters, shutout ball on 1 hit, 10 Ks, no walks. And then Game 1 here in the World Series, again, that game against Yesevich, not so good. 5 innings pitched, gave up 5 earned runs on 8 hits, 4 Ks, 3 walks. The bugaboo for Snell always the walks. He got the loss there. So Yesevich and Snell, Yesevich trying to repeat that performance in Game 1, Snell trying to avoid that performance. And the Dodgers, what are you seeing the consensus price on the Dodgers here in Game 5 here, Kelly, is?
Around -200.
Yeah, I mean, still a massive favorite. Now, bigger favorite tonight than they are for the rest of the series, which obviously now will go back to Toronto for Game 6, at least, on Saturday night. And so...
circa on the short light side here. Yeah, but basically everywhere else I'm looking at, it's over $2.
Yeah, well, they're -197. Still a steep price on the Dodgers. By the way, they're right around there, -195 to win the series still. So the Blue Jays still not getting love in the market despite their feistiness in this series. And again, their superpower, they don't strike out. It's a big deal. They turn batted balls into outs on defense, have a propensity to turn double plays. We haven't seen much of that, I guess, in this series. I just want to mention this because we brought this up the other day about MVP.
Yeah, these odds are fascinating to me now.
So now we do get a Game 6 where Yamamoto would be the starter for the Dodgers. And this is what we brought up yesterday or the day before. I can't even remember now, which is, all right, Yamamoto's what, 8-1, 9-1? Now what is he?
16. And I think you can find longer than that out here.
We're showing 20-1 here.
Yeah,
right?
That's been cut down this morning.
So the theory, again, the path, if you will, the path is Shohei. We said after the big Game 3 from Shohei, the 9 times on base. What would it take for someone else to win the MVP? And that would be all of a sudden Shohei doesn't do anything the rest of the way.
Yep.
And Yamamoto throws another complete game gem if it gets to a Game 6. But let me just say this, because even Shohei lost yesterday, but it wasn't like he was terrible as a pitcher, right? Let's try to put ourselves in the mental space of a voter. Let's say the Dodgers win tonight, just for argument's sake.
I know where you're going here, yep.
Let's say Yamamoto does throw that complete game gem on Saturday night, and Shohei is kind of like meh the rest of the way as a hitter.
Yeah.
Do you think those voters, by majority, vote Yamamoto as the MVP, or do you think we're just talking?
I think it's really live. I think it would be super close. It's more of the are we too close to the sun question, right?
I think what I'm getting at is I think we're just talking, and I think even with that, they would still give it to Shohei.
Yeah. I think there's a good chance.
That's my thought.
I don't think it's a bad bet at that number, though.
Though, remember, you're in the moment. Yamamoto's doing this incredible thing. I still think they go Shohei.
I'm also glad we talked this through yesterday, how to approach that game last night.
Coming back, Will Hill's got thoughts on tonight's game. His bet's next.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Pauly on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
So, Pauly, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
Coming up on the next edition of Follow the Money, Game 5 of the World Series, ready to go with Ohtani props, Sal Pal to preview Week 9 in the NFL, Mike Palm with another edition of You Cannot Be Serious, and Matt Human's best bets in college football. Follow the Money, 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN. The Sports Betting Network, now Sirius XM Channel 158. Check out the website for all the betting tools and analysis, or get the VSiN Watch app.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
The Sports Equinox is here when all 4 major leagues are in action at the same time. Celebrate the best time of year for bettors with the VSiN Sports Equinox Special. Sign up now, get full VSiN Pro access to everything we do through May 1st for only $120. That's less than $20 a month. You'll get daily best bets from hosting guests, DraftKings, Circa, and Brocco betting splits updated every 5 minutes, AI-driven prop projections and matchup tools, 24/7 live and on-demand video on the VSiN Watch app, plus exclusive coverage for the World Series, football season, NBA and NHL regular seasons, March Madness, and the NFL Draft. Don't wait. Limited time offer. It will not last. Go to VSiN.com/subscribe today. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. We get tweets. Before we run through some tweets, can I just shout out? I want to shout out this gentleman for noticing the an error that we had in the Circa Survivor graphic. Mark the dog catcher, who noticed this, and I don't know if this was it's one number that I probably typed in incorrectly, and this is actually even better for people who are still in Survivor. There's not 2,157 entries left, Kelly. There's 2,057 entries.
Oh, jeez.
So exactly 100 fewer. So it's 89.01%. is out of Circa Survivor.
What are we doing here? Let's just start the whole week over. Let's start the whole week over. Guessing line starts now.
Sorry. You imagine going through guessing lines again? Let's not do that. All right, we do get tweets from at Beating the Book. This is Bob C-137. He said, such an internal conflict yesterday. Stormy makes it must-listen podcast. However, Tuesday, Megapod, too early in my week. The Megapod is the gateway to the weekend, not the gateway to, how is it only Tuesday and I'm already so tired? I promise you, back to the Thursday schedule next week. This was just a Win studio conflict, so we're back to the Thursday schedule next week. But enjoy the early season, the early week, I should say, podcast. He also adds, how much would the remaining entries with a team available influence you in Survivor? For example, in my Splash Survivor, 75% have the Rams available, but only 45% of the Packers. I have both. Would those numbers play in at all for you? Yes, if you knew, let's take it to the extreme. If you knew that 99% of the people had the, if you knew in a perfect world that everybody but one person was going to take one team, you are obligated to take another team or the opposite team, because how many times in your life do you get a chance to win this amount of money?
What was it, 75% on the Rams?
He said 75% available on the Rams.
They're probably going to be
45% on the Packers. It's going to be a double-headed monster this week.
It is. I think it's going to be a large percentage of that on the Rams, though.
I do too.
Rams.
Yeah. You're on the right track. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
That's the way to think about it. There is a number where it's like, okay, well, if this many are going to take this team, I gotta go elsewhere. Paul M says, despite the narrative, the Jays bullpen has been a strength, and Jays have just gotten more production up and down the lineup, 44 to 34 hits over the series. By the way, what does Ohtani most often do after a bad batting night? Be all over TB, etc. for him. Yeah, I think he means total bases. I was trying to decipher it. I was like, he's betting on Tampa Bay? What? All over total bases, he believes today. So we'll find out what Will has to say about that. And then Master of Puppets, 100% no matter what anyone does on the Dodgers, if they win it, it's 100% MVP to Shohei. And that's what I think he's right. I think he's right that we're just talking about this Yamamoto path, but how realistic is it? And then GV, New Jersey, New York.
Well, we have carved out a very narrow path, though. We are aware of that.
To begin with, correct.
Yeah,
to begin with, we've carved out a very narrow path. And last thing on this, because we want to get to Will. Regarding the Yamamoto MVP angle, watch. They'll put in Ohtani to close the game after Yamamoto pitches 8 innings, and that'll guarantee Ohtani the MVP because some obscure stat we've never heard before. Here is Will Hill, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line at Not The Will Hill, host of the Should Have Bet More podcast, Megapod star, and Bear Bets podcast star. How you doing, Will?
Boys, what's going on? This just in, Stormy Buonantony has requested 2 weeks off to recover and just reevaluate her life choices after dealing with Todd Wishnev. The only person I think in history to deal with Deion Sanders and Todd Wishnev in like a 3-day span.
It's amazing.
Wow.
It's a lot of work.
That's a stat right there.
It's a lot of work. Wow. What about you agree with us about the Yamamoto thing, which is like, okay, it's fun to talk about, but is it really, even if it broke completely his way, won't they still vote for Ohtani?
Probably, but I think that 100% number that the tweeter wrote in, I think 100% is a little high. Could we paint a scenario where this series goes 7 and his games 4, 5, 6, and 7, Ohtani, let's just say he goes 3 for 23, he doesn't homer, he hits a couple singles, and he doesn't have any pitching contribution. Are we really going to go back to, wow, he got on base a bunch of times in game 3 and give him the award based on that? again, we're like you said, drawing a narrow path here, but I do think there's a path. If I had no other bets, and I don't want to sit here and I bet Snell before the series 19-1. I've added Glass now at 7-1. I don't want to just sit here and bet a different guy every game of the series. If I had no bets, I'd probably take a shot at the Yamamoto at 20-1. I don't think it's a bad bet. I think what you're saying is probably right. They're probably going to defer to Ohtani with the historic performance, but if it goes 7, I think that's the key. If it goes 7, game 3 is such a long time ago. He's going to have to do something else.
Yeah, maybe. But who else are you give it to? Because at that point, Yamamoto's games will be further in the rear view. I don't know. I think by the way, I don't think the tweeter meant literally 100%, but I think he means close to that. Okay, what about tonight's game 5? Well, let me just say this. Will has been solid with this stuff. You had the sweep in the CS. Last night, you were all over Ohtani, like less than that. What were your 2 prop bets on Ohtani that you had yesterday?
Played his under hits, played Will Smith under hits, and then I did parlay the under hits with a stolen base, figuring, all right, they might walk him 4 or 5 times, and if he's on base 4 or 5 times, he's bound to steal a base. That's really not how it played out. They were careful with him in the first inning, and I was going to be mad if he didn't get the walk there, because the 4th pitch on 3-1 was a ball that was way low. They called it a strike, and then they gave him a makeup. The next one was a strike, and they called it a ball. This automatic system can't come soon enough. But I just thought they'd pitch around him, so I did play under hits yesterday. I don't know that you can go back to that today, because unless he beats you early, I don't think they're going to give him the Bonds treatment, because I just don't think it's a sustainable strategy to just start with him on first base. He's fast. He can run. I think they'll go after him. So if he does damage early, yeah, then they'll start walking him and pitching around him. But to play under hits, he's going to have to get a hit to beat you. So I wouldn't go back to it today.
What do you go to today?
I will go back to Will Smith under hits, plus 135. I can say this. He is very tired, because he has caught 27 innings, and I am very tired, and I have caught 0 innings. So I'm tired from watching these games. He has to be tired. His legs have to be shot. Legs are a big part of hitting. So I know Todd was like, I don't really like that handicap. These guys don't get tired, things like that. And I think sometimes it can be a little overblown with the fatigue angle. But when you've caught 27 innings in 2 days, I'll take a shot at the plus money. I am going to take Dodgers to score first again. I believe they scored first all 4 games in this series. When you have a starting pitcher like Snell who can get you through a clean top of the first, I think it's minus 125, minus 130 in that range. You can get through a clean top of the first. You got Ohtani. You got Betts, who might get off the milk carton and eventually do something, which will be nice. Freeman, Hernandez. So I like that on the Dodgers to score first. As far as the game, boy, the Blue Jays, give them all the credit in the world. Yes. They have so much moxie, resilience, use whatever you word. I know they're all cliches, but man, it's starting to feel a little Indiana Pacers-ish, where you just want to stop betting against them. You just out of respect. And the ALCS, they're down 2-0. They're down 2-0 in game 3, down 2-0. They're down a couple runs in game 7. Even that Yankee game where they had the bad loss and Judge homer, they bounced back and won that. They're just so damn resilient that I think the Dodgers win, but I'm not looking to lay the 1.5, lay the half run in the first 5, lay the $2 on the money line. So to me, the side, the total, or stayaways.
In your heart of hearts, or just in your gut, how do you think this ends? You think the Blue Jays can pull this off for the series itself, or no? In the end, no. You use the Pacers. Pacers fell short.
It's a best of 3 in baseball. I mean, how many weird, wild things do we see over the course of a baseball season and a best of 3 series? It doesn't matter. Payroll, talent, all that stuff. This is such a small sample now. I mean, you're a 2 out of 3 with 2 of them at home. So yes, I would. I mean, they can. I would still pick Dodgers in 7. I just have a hard time seeing the Blue Jays beating them, but
that's the answer.
It's right there for them, and I don't know how you compete. Keep underestimating this Blue Jays team.
Yeah, obviously they can. Is an easy operative word, but do you feel like they will? It's been awesome. Well, it's been an awesome postseason, and we'll see if the Blue Jays can pull it out. The Dodgers still sitting there as a big favorite, despite it being just a best of 3. Okay, to college football. What are your favorite plays of the weekend in college?
I've got a play, Gil, you're going to hate. How about this? Colorado plus 4.5 after they look basically like they couldn't beat a junior high team, but they are at home. They have played a lot better at home. They somehow beat Iowa State at home. They should have beaten BYU. That game got away. They played Georgia Tech and was kind of a coin flip game to the end. I know Georgia Tech turned it over some, but they've been much better at home. They're getting 4.5 against Arizona. If you can just somehow delete what you saw or didn't see against Saturday against Utah, where they look like the worst team you've ever seen in your life, I think that's a good bet. I like Tennessee minus the 3 against Oklahoma. I just think they have too much offense for Oklahoma. Mateer, since he got hurt, has not been the same. He threw a bunch of picks against Texas. They beat South Carolina, but he didn't move the ball. He wasn't great last week. So I just think Tennessee at home has too much offense for Todd's buddy, Josh Heupel, the coach there. So I like Tennessee. And I know it might be a square dog. I like Vandy again. I just think they've got the better team than Texas, which is crazy to say. I'm not sure if Arch is going to play. Arch is a big part of their running game, is up and down as he's been as a passer. So the conversation of Vandy going like 10-2 and making a college football playoff, I think, is right there. So I do like Vandy there getting the points too.
Yeah, most interesting game of the weekend for me, for sure, in college football. Are you
one?
Are you betting NBA a lot now this year, Will? Are you pivoting to like big time NBA betting? What's going on?
I love the NBA. I'm the new Drew Dinsick. I'm all NBA. Kelly Bidlin, JVT, and now me. No, not really. I bet 5 win totals, so I check the Kings every day, make sure they lost. I got the Thunder over, so I got all the over-unders I gave out. It's really keeping me engaged. I will say, Hornets overs, you can't make them high enough, but the NBA's had a good week here. I think this NBA on NBC rebrand has done a good job here and been good for the sport. They desperately need it.
I loved Michael Jordan just dunking on load management. It's my favorite thing of the week. Thank you, Will. Appreciate it.
See you guys.
Will Hill, everybody. Number 1 seeds, AFC, NFC, next on A Numbers Game.
I don't ever want to be you. Don't want to be just like you. If only I had the so right we can live. You are out of my league. Instead of feeding for the moment, they can get us off the block. Your people might have the back, but you need.
The NBA betting season is tipping off, and VSiN's got you covered with our brand new NBA betting guide. We've packed it with key insights and betting trends, previews of all 30 teams, and of course, our experts' season-long best bets. It's the playbook you want in your hands before the first tip. The guide is exclusive for VSiN Pro members, so don't miss out. Sign up today at VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
First Bet is the official racing partner of VSiN, and they're thrilled to bring an exclusive offer to bet the Breeders' Cup World Championships. Use promo code VSiNBC, that's VSINBC, as in Breeders' Cup, and you'll be entered to win a VIP Vegas experience when you deposit and bet $200. Plus, when you deposit and bet just $100, you get a one-year VSiN Pro subscription for access to exclusive content, picks, and more. Bet the Breeders' Cup with First Bet, the official racing partner of VSiN, with promo code VSINBC. That's VSINBC at first.com/VSiN. That's the number one, st.com/VSIN. Skill Alexander, we get tweets at Beat of the Book. I just want to read a couple here. This is from Fairway Fred, letting me know that there is a +6 now out there for the Falcons at both DraftKings and ProfitX. I was waiting for that 6 on the Falcons. And then Scott, New York Mess 16, says, Gil, I have a hunch horse for you for the Breeders' Cup on Saturday. Race 8, the number 5 horse named Wimbledon Hawkeye, 20-1. Is that real? Is there a horse named Wimbledon Hawkeye?
That's awesome.
Oh,
I'll look it up.
That horse is totally winning. I wonder if the NFL has ever heard of it, he said.
I was saving it for whip around, Gil. If you're grabbing 6, you're grabbing a bad number because there's a lot of 6.5s out there.
Yeah.
Whew, sailed through there.
Just waiting. I have a random, before we get to the number 1 seeds, I've been meaning to ask you this all week, and it just occurred to me now to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what you got, Bob?
This weekend, we're falling back an hour. Correct? That's this weekend coming up? Falling back an hour?
I don't know. Danny?
Danny Higgins, who's getting a second shot at this? I believe it is this weekend.
Yes, it's this weekend.
We're falling back, so we move the clocks back an hour. Extra hour of sleep is the positive spin on that. And then, obviously, when we come to work Monday morning, it's pitch black.
Yes.
Okay. However, this week, prior to the moving back of the clock, the falling back, it's really super dark outside. Do you remember it ever being this dramatically darker the week before we fall back?
Yes.
I do not. It's freaking me out.
Yeah, it is kind of funny you bring this up because I feel like I had this same reaction like a couple years ago out here.
All right.
So I've started to notice it, but yes, it makes the feeling of knowing that it's going to be darker even earlier at night more ridiculous when you're feeling that way already.
By the way, you know what I just did that you said that I do? I just moved this for no reason.
No, it's the smacking.
Oh, I didn't do the smack. I just did.
Move and read away, buddy. Move and read away.
For no reason.
Okay. I know Matt Brown's on my side on this. This is. You want to run for president and put something right at the top of what you're going to promise to me that you're going to do? Daylight savings time all year round. We should not be moving clocks. None of that garbage. Give me daylight as far into the day as possible.
Do you know that?
And the Senate just voted on this again yesterday, apparently, and did not vote for it.
During the George W. Bush administration, they did actually shorten it, though. In other words, they extended daylight savings
Right, that's
time.
correct, yes. I believe, yes. I don't know how much, though. Do you
know, I think 1 week on one side and 3 weeks on the other, so it was pretty significant.
Okay.
Before that, it was even worse.
Good job, George W.
There you go.
Good job. And I would get jealous of the states, like Arizona. Arizona's got it all figured out, right?
Well, not all, but at least that part.
They got a lot figured out, Gil.
Yeah, there's
betting. No, we're not moving clocks.
There's a lot of stuff they don't have figured out, but that's a whole other conversation. All right, let's do this. Number 1 seeds, AFC and NFC. Which conference would you like to start with, sir?
Let's go AFC.
AFC. Oh, yes. All right, so number 1 seed. This is the board over at DraftKings. Well, this is at FanDuel, actually. These are the numbers at FanDuel. The Colts, who are 7-1, this just in, numbers game investigation. Colts are 7-1. They're plus 185. The Bills, who are plus 320, are 5-2. The Chiefs, who are 5-3, are plus 370. Then you got the Patriots, who are 6-2 at plus 650, followed by the Broncos, who are 12-1. They're 6-2. That's kind of where I'll cut it off. Right, because I'm not really thinking the Chargers, Jags, or Steelers have a shot at this. Apologies, Chargers and Jaguars fans, but I just don't think you do. But let me just say this of the 5 top teams we just mentioned there. Colts, Bills, Chiefs, Patriots, Broncos. By the way, if you go to DraftKings, I think the Chiefs and the Bills are actually reversed in order over there. So, shop around for the team that you think will end up as the number 1 seed in the AFC. So let me just say this. Based on those records, because remember, the Colts already have 7 wins banked, whereas the Patriots and Broncos are 6-2. Kansas City and Buffalo Buffalo 5-2, Kansas City 5-3. So know what the records are now. But the other thing is to know the strength of schedule moving forward. And when you go to strength of schedule, the Colts and Chiefs have markedly more difficult remaining strength of schedules than the others. The Colts have the 6th toughest remaining schedule, aggregate opponent win percentage of .554. The Chiefs have the 4th hardest remaining schedule, aggregate win percentage of .558. So that's interesting to know about those two teams if you think that they're going to end up with the number 1 seed. And maybe you do. Maybe you think the Colts, hey, look, they're for real. They've got the best record already. They've banked the most wins. But just know that their schedule's kind of hard. And the Chiefs, for all we love about Patrick Mahomes and company and all your confidence, they've only won 5, right? They're 5-3, right, and they have the tough schedule. What about the others? The Denver Broncos have a middling remaining schedule when it comes to strength of schedule, 14th hardest, so really middling, .515 aggregate win percentage. They're 6-2. And the Buffalo Billiards have a, towards the easy side, 21st hardest, meaning, what is that, the 11th or 12th easiest. The New England Patriots, ladies and gentlemen, at 6-2, who you can find, when I looked at DraftKings, they were 7-1. Here at FanDuel, they're slightly shorter than 7-1. They have the single easiest remaining schedule in the National Football League. The aggregate win percentage of their remaining opponents, Kelly, is .362.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you think I'm a Drake May hater. I am not. The bet I would make is on the New England Patriots to end up with the number 1 seed. Because although they've beaten an easy schedule, you have to give them credit. They have crushed that schedule by and large. And all they have in front of them. Now, here's the thing. There's a timing issue with this, though. Because 2 of their tougher games are this week and next week. They play the Falcons at home. And you may think they'll crush the Falcons. I don't, right? I think the Falcons are actually live in this game. I certainly have them as a bet to cover. And then next week it's at the Buccaneers. So I believe the Patriots have the best shot at the number 1 seed, because after that is when it just opens up. There is a Bills and at Ravens later. Obviously, the Ravens skews it easier than it really is based on Ravens injuries. But I'm just saying maybe if you there's a risk of getting too cute with this.
Yeah.
But I think the best timing, quite frankly, I don't want to get too cute with it, is maybe now. But I'm just saying as an option, maybe you think you should wait a week or 2 to play it.
Okay, so I'll tie this all back into that, because I think if you are, it's kind of an interesting market, because I think if you are if you're a Colts believer and you don't think this is stopping anytime soon, then fine. They've got the best record. Like that 6 toughest schedule, sure, that's tough, but not many people have been able to slow them down. I don't know about you. It's what are we, 8 weeks into the season? I'm still not giving the Colts enough credit, probably, because I almost immediately dismissed that once I looked up schedule.
They're great
as a bet. They're
great, but at some point you can't win every week against a gauntlet.
I would think, yes, that's what I'm thinking as well. Then you go to the Patriots. You just laid it out well. If you're a Patriots fan, you're high on them already with that easy schedule, and you're getting 7-1 in that market. Go ahead. I think that's fine to make a bet there. And then Chiefs Bills will be fascinating, because those numbers will change this week. Right? I mean, they go up and play each other. That's going to be a very different looking market. So I bring that all up to say, with the timing here of the Patriots bet, I don't think I would probably do a little now, but I think circle that a couple weeks from now too, of what you were getting at there, because you're going to have the Bills Chiefs. One of them is going to lose here this week, and then even the Colts next couple weeks. It's Steelers and Falcons. So I don't really think their odds are going to be getting longer. It's probably 2 wins. It's 2 games they'll be favored in.
I think the Patriots are setting up as a team that has a really gaudy record during the regular season and then gets housed in the playoffs. But number 1 seed at that number, because remember the number is what we're talking about here, I think that's the bet. Whether now or if you want to then be creative about it, a timing issue. If you want to bet it next week or the week after.
I also don't hate, this is coming from me. And I got multiple teasers this week. The Bills are not a part of any of those teasers. Yep. If for some reason you believe that the Bills are beating the Chiefs this week, this is a good bet to add given their strength of schedule.
Totally. Based on your conviction, follow suit with this. The NFC is not nearly as interesting to me because, again, with strength of schedules remaining, of the of the top 7 that are up here, and by the way, the Packers are the short shot at plus 230, followed closely by the Lions at plus 340. I mean, this will be a really fluid situation in this market. Rams and Eagles both plus 460, Bucks plus 850. The Bucks are and the Seahawks and Niners 14-1 and 15-1. We'll stop it there because everything else is way distant. If you wanted to do what's the easiest, I'm just curious what's the easiest remaining strength of schedule. It's actually the Bucks by a hair over the Niners. But, I mean, both the Bucks and the Niners have the easiest remaining schedule. It's just, do you trust either of those injury-riddled teams? I don't necessarily, and so, therefore, there is no bet triggered. And, by the way, between those top 4, good luck.
Yeah, right.
Good luck trying to determine who's the number 1 seed there.
I mean, I think it's probably coming from that top 3, Gil. I actually think that I don't even think that Eagles number is a good number. I don't think they've shown enough yet.
I agree. To me, if you made me make a bet, it's either the Lions or the Rams.
If I had to make a bet here, give me long. I'll go Seahawks or Niners, and they play their way into this conversation with those schedules.
Yeah. Now, I mean, the Niners do have the easiest one at the longest number, so that's the angle for the Niners for sure. But I do think the Patriots might be the best shot of all this. Coming back, Greg Peterson on World Series Game 5 and beyond. That's next. Numbers Game, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is free for a limited time. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Join the guru, John Hansen, at the intersection of prop betting and fantasy sports on Prop Points, only on VSiN.
Lesson number 1, Patty's back. I still believe that Caleb Williams is not any good. And, other than Rome Odunze, I don't trust anyone that can't run the ball.
John and his guests will help you find the connection between the two and give you his expert advice on how to capitalize when a number is too good to pass up. Prop Points, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on VSiN.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back on a numbers game live from Circle Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. Gil Alexander. That's Kelly Bidlin, everybody. Right there. Follow him on Twitter at Kelly Bidlin. Let's read some tweets. This is from Trip Tepper. He says, I'm all about pushing the envelope with crass behavior and podcast jocularity. However, Todd managed to exceed the acceptable cringe level on the Megapod with special guest Stormy B. As always, a great listen.
Oh, God. That's the best tease for the pod you could give right there. Is that tweet?
I might have had to say, okay, stop a couple times. James, NTU 89. One thing about Arizona I can't stand is how the time shifts with no warning. I don't know if it's a mountain time zone thing, but it'll jump an hour out of nowhere. I didn't know they do that in Arizona. Peter Watry. I used to agree with Kelly about time change, but I've learned...
Wait. I don't understand that tweet.
I don't either. That's why I moved on. Peter Watry. I used to agree with Kelly about time change, but I've learned that sunrise would be at 9:15 a.m. in North Dakota on Christmas Day without the change. Seems very dark.
That's fair. Obviously, we got to make sacrifices.
See, when I went to school in Boston, when I went to college, if you know how you are in college, if you overslept, you'd miss a day.
Oh, yeah.
Like the sundown was like it was pitch black at 4:15.
Right.
Yeah, come on.
And I think more people would hate that.
I can't do that. It's just depressing. Terry Lash, is it a possibility? This is a great question from Terry. Terry Lash, is it a possibility that Shohei Ohtani wins MVP even with a Blue Jays World Series win? I think it's a strong possibility. No one player really stands out in Toronto. Terry, look, I think if Toronto wins, Vlad Jr. is the correct short shot. I just want to say historically, again, great thought, but historically, the only time that a player on a losing team won MVP, Kelly, do you know when?
Oh, no idea.
1960.
Okay.
Bobby Richardson of the New York Yankees.
I was going to say, it's not going to help me out with naming the player.
Well, that was a series where the the Pittsburgh Pirates beat the New York Yankees 4-3. Bobby Richardson played for the Yankees. The Yankees won those 3 games by the scores of 12-0, 10-0, and 16-3. They lost the 4 games by the scores of 10-9, 5-2, 3-2, and then the famous Bill Mazeroski home run in game 7 was the 10-9. They won the game 6-4, 3-2, 5-2, and then the famous Mazeroski home run 10-9 in game number 7. So, yeah, that's the only time. So it's a good thought, for sure. But I don't know if it's realistic. But if let's put it this way, Shohei would have to have another game of ridiculousness, and then the Dodgers lose in 7 for there to even be a path to that. But I don't know if these voters would do that. I like the thought though.
Jerry West, that was the NBA one that was driving me nuts.
Jerry West.
Yeah, he's the only one I've done in the NBA.
Yeah. It feels like those were all that will go into eternity as like the only time it's ever happened.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think we're probably on that track. Although if there was a athlete, a player, right, Shohei Ohtani would be up there.
And we'll segue into Greg Peterson with this last name Nash. We need a Greg Peterson dating life update, especially with college basketball starting next week. Hey, that's a good idea. Greg Peterson joins us now, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. You can follow him on Twitter at @GUnit_81. Greg, what about the dating life? Let's start there. How's it going?
Oh, things are going absolutely amazing. Like, I was supposed to have a first date at Herbs and Rye like 6 to 6.5 months ago. Actually had that first date last week. So it's one of those things where sometimes you just keep on trying, and it comes through, and it actually did come through. And I don't know where the last name Nash came from, but when I was doing my previous beverage review, I was wearing a Steve Nash Santa Clara jersey.
Oh, okay. No, that's his Twitter handle. Wait. Let's drill down on. You kept. Did you have to keep trying to get this person to go to Herbs and Rye with you? Like, how many times did you have to, do the full court press on this?
It's a very interesting story because we were originally dating, and then during the summertime, things sort of broke off. We got back together, and then we decided, hey, we never actually got our first date. Let's now have this first date after we got back together. So it's one of those things where it's like, try some more, and it actually came through.
All right. How many different things do we have going on at the same time? Are we exclusive here, or are we like dating multiple girls?
Have you taken her to Texas Roadhouse yet?
Oh, absolutely. The Texas road
good.
out to state has happened. Absolutely. That would be a necessity, but it was exclusive, and then we broke it off, and it's back to exclusive.
Back to exclusive. All right.
All right.
Man is in love with love. Is that an accurate description of you, Greg? In love
I'm
with
a
love.
hopeless romantic here, Gil.
Yeah,
Who am I kidding?
I mean, Herb's right. Great spot for a first date, but after it was dragged out that long, I was like, if she knows you by now, just go Texas Roadhouse.
Also, if you've ever been to Herbs and Rye, you need a lantern to see the other person.
Oh, gosh, I feel very,
Yes, you do.
very old every time I'm in there.
Right. All right, Greg, Game 5 tonight. I don't know if you're aware of this, but we had a Game 5 tonight. Snell and Yesevich going for the Jays. Dodgers are big favorites in Game 5. They're big favorites still, and now what is it, de facto best of 3? What are you doing with tonight's game?
I took the Dodgers on the run line when I was able to get some solid plus money, and you're still getting that. Right now I'm seeing at circa, I believe, plus 107. I'd be willing to take that. Anything of plus 105 or greater, I'd be looking at the LA Dodgers mainly because I just don't trust in a rookie making his 8th career start in this big of a spot. Now, yes, Savage was very good in game number 1. Overall, he's been able to get 10.7 strikeouts per 9 innings, but you do have to have a few question marks in terms of the command. But now you have to pitch on the road against the Los Angeles Dodgers. I know that you Savage earlier in the postseason. He did a rock-solid job as well against the New York Yankees. I just think that this is a big spot and a big ask, especially with the Blue Jays still reeling a little bit from game number 3, and really both of these teams are. Because, yes, neither team had to dive too far into their bullpen in game number 4, but they use every single arm in that 18-inning thriller, so both teams could still use a little bit of length, and that favors the Dodgers because with Dave Roberts, he's been letting his starters go. Yoshinobu Yamamoto throws that complete game in game number 2, and as a matter of fact, each of his last 2 starts have had a complete game. Blake Snell has went 6+ innings in all but one of his starts here in the playoffs, and I think that he's going to be able to deliver rock-solid length. At home this year, he's got a sub-150 ERA. I still think that the Blue Jays bust through, which is why when this was a 7.5, started to see this tick up to 8, I did take a shot on the over. That said, I think that the Dodgers get to you Savage. I think that they find a way to get the job done, so I took them on the run line.
Took them on the run line. Any prop bets tonight, or you steer clear of prop bets?
I'm staying clear of prop bets as of right now. If I would be looking at anything, because I know you guys were just talking about World Series MVP, Yoshinobu Yamamoto to be World Series MVP is not the world's worst look because he already threw a complete game in game number 2. Let's say he has another monstrous performance in game number 6. I know that Shohei Ohtani has been amazing. To go from playing an 18-inning game and having multiple home runs there to pitching in game number 4 yesterday, that's absolutely wild. But Yamamoto in each out of his last 2 starts has pitched a complete game. Like, this guy has been absolutely unreal. He was warming in the bullpen in that 18-inning thriller as well. We talk about how Shohei Ohtani is just another level of human, and he is. Yoshinobu Yamamoto might be as well. That's something I would be looking at.
Yeah, we discussed it. I just wonder, Greg, I wonder if human beings in the end, even if we had the path, let's say we go with that path, Yamamoto has this unbelievable, like his 3rd straight complete game, 2nd in the series itself, would they still have the gumption to, that's not even the right word, would folks still vote for Shohei?
Was it decided yesterday morning?
Yeah, I wonder, because when we talk about it, just like you did, because it's an interesting thought, but I really, in practice, would they actually do it? I don't know. It's hard to handicap humans, right? That's what we'd be handicapping in this case. But I like that you bring it up as well. Let me, real quick here, next week we'll talk college hoops. College basketball begins on Monday. I know you know that above all. The 2,000-plus streak of consecutive days with your college basketball podcast, coast to coast, available where all podcasts are distributed, including VSiN.com/podcast, by the way. Just give us one macro college basketball thought from the mind of Greg Peterson. Maybe it's an outlying thought that most people don't have that you do, whatever it is. I'll leave it open-ended.
Look at teams that play distinct styles early on during the season. Stone Cold Steve F. Austin, Tarleton State, Merrimack. These teams that play this high-pressure defense that these power conference teams are not going to see the rest of the season. Those are teams that you want to take the gob ton of points that you're going to be getting in non-conference play. yes, it's sexy to be taking these teams like UConn, Kentucky, Michigan, Houston, what have you, early on during the season. And Houston has a very good track record of covering big spreads throughout their just entirety with Kelvin Sampson at the helm. But taking those teams early on during the season oftentimes proves to be very, very fruitful. Look at teams that play that pressure style defense, generate a lot of turnovers. They'll generate something for your bankroll in November.
Greg Peterson, everybody. Again, podcast both in baseball and in college basketball. College basketball begins Monday morning, Greg. Can you stand it? From volume shooter to hopeless romantic, the Greg Peterson story. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it as always.
Absolutely, Gil. And South Carolina Monday games. Let's go.
South Carolina.